All right, folks, we're going to get started here with regular session. Council has been in session since 3:30 this afternoon. There's a couple of action items before we get to our special items this evening on our agenda. So under item 4A, we need council consideration for the cemetery committee reappointments and terms. We have a motion by Angie to approve, second by Laura. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstentions, motion does carry. Item B, we have approving our gaming commission meeting minutes for December 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion by David and a second by, is that your second? Second by Butch. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. Item 4C is a resolution attached to item 7 on our agenda for your consideration, council.
Make a motion to approve the resolution recognizing Chief Judge Henry M. Buffalo Jr.
We have a motion by Butch, a second by Angie. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. Resolution number
2216A.
the last item in executive did not have any action. We are going to move on this evening. Why I think all of our wonderful guests are in our audience to join us. We have the honor of recognizing, where do you go? Oh,
He was sitting over there.
then he moved across the way. And so I am going to first and foremost just read this resolution that will be adopted or has been adopted by our tribal council. And then we have some special gifts and some sweets and coffee for everybody this evening. And so about a month, maybe a little more than a month ago, Henry gave us the news that he was considering retirement as our chief judge. And he wears many hats in many communities. And for Red Cliff, it has been longer than I am old. And so it is my really great pleasure to read this resolution this evening recognizing Chief Judge Henry M. Buffalo Jr. I will skip the first whereas because it's formality indicating the tribal council is our governing body established under the Constitution. Whereas since graduating from UW-Madison Law School in 1981, Chief Judge Henry Buffalo has had a remarkable legal career as a prominent attorney specializing in Native American law, administrative law, and environmental law, and in serving Indigenous communities as a tribal court judge. As a member of the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior, he has served the Red Cliff community in many capacities, including as tribal attorney and in establishing the tribal court of Red Cliff in the 1980s. Henry was most recently serving as our chief judge beginning in 2021 until January 31st, 2026 last week. Henry has also served as a judge for the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux Community Tribal Court since 1988 and is currently their chief justice. Henry is one of the founders of the Great Lakes Indian Fish and Wildlife Commission and served as its first executive administrator from 1982 to 1984. Again, before me. Following the 7 teachings of our Ojibwe culture, Henry served the Red Cliff membership with respect, compassion, fairness, understanding, and integrity. And the knowledge and experience he brought to our tribal court cannot be replicated. Now therefore be it resolved that the tribal council on behalf of the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians expresses the band's sincere and lasting gratitude to Henry M. Buffalo Jr. for his years of outstanding service and commends him for his commitment to the protection and furtherance of the legal interests of the band and the promotion of justice for all. Be it further resolved that the tribal council extends its congratulations to Henry on the occasion of his retirement from the Redcliffe Tribal Court and wishes him fulfillment in all his future endeavors. Jimmy Butch Henry, we truly appreciate you. And when he came in earlier, I said, do you need any introduction? I said, wait, no, you swore us all in. I think he legally knows who we all are. But most of us here have lots of different stories and engagements with Henry over the years and have been very privileged to have him as a team member, let alone as a judge, and just a great teacher for many of us. I see Judge Beeksma on the line up there as well, who's been working alongside Judge Buffalo, and also some of his esteemed colleagues at the court who have been working with him for many years. And I see former associate judges here in the room as well, and associates of yours over the many decades. And the council does have some gifts for you, and we also have a beautiful plaque. And if you have any words you'd like to share, Henry, we take that as well.
Well,
I just want to say that it was a privilege. Lawyer and privilege to meet.
Just so David can hear.
Oh, yeah, Judge Eastman. Thanks for joining me.
but I do appreciate the ability to have spent sort of the end of my providing additional service to the band. I think that there's nothing that was as important to me as coming back and still providing some assistance here at Redcliffe. I know that it would have been a big question. I would not have been given the opportunity by the council to become the Chief Justice of the court. And I know that certainly folks who came to court really gave me the sense, a couple of different senses. One is that, we're working hard as a tribe, we're working hard to meet the needs of our community. And, when you end up in front of the court, you always think, well, that's kind of a bad thing. But that's not necessarily the case. I mean, part of it is because, there's some bump in the road that somebody's life, and now we're trying to get that straightened out. And I think that whether it's housing court or tribal court, what we've been doing is offering alternatives for example, housing court, to just evictions, just get out of here. But working with folks who, have challenges to go through a system where they understand, why it is they're going to pay the rent, why it is they're going to pay the utility. Sometimes you think, well, that's natural, everybody should do that. But, sometimes what the tribe has done over time is give these people that extra chance to do that. Years away, just coming to tribal court and the judge saying, okay, did you violate the ordinance or did you not? And that's it. So, and I think that's what a court should do. A court should be engaged in finding solutions, not just entering decisions, and finding solutions with people as opposed to opposing them. So I just want to say thank you. I tried to thank you, council, for giving me that opportunity. And
that.
This is a plaque that indicates with our deepest appreciation in honor of your dedication and years of loyal service, Henry M. Buffalo Jr. A time to look back with admiration, a time to look forward with anticipation. Best wishes and congratulations on your retirement from your family at Thomas Colvick Home, to which
Lots of links.
Housing. And I hung close to that wood fire still is there. I'm glad for that.
They're all pretty good. Oh, we're gonna try it. Let's, yeah, look, this, I, look, this stuff there. If I go, yeah.
Yes. We have Dave online again here if you don't.
We'll tell them. Yeah.
So.
still here for you guys.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. All back up.
So I'm not one to really want to speak in front of people, but ultimately we just want, we're appreciative, we learned a lot. We are very, we don't want you to go just because of all your expertise and everything that you've brought forward. But we do have two gifts and we want to present it to you. One is a bill from Mency Valley. So. It really stayed. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's try it. Take the purple one.
The purple one?
I said no. So. And then we also have a medallion from, unfortunately, I'm sure you have a lot of buffalo items. But when we've seen that, it was, it's beautiful.
Yes.
And, you know, so, thank you for everything.
I done several programs. One of the things that I was after with this, we have very support system, they have been around for it. That's really the backbone. When I think of the knowledge These folks who have them, and have this, that I know they try to. Contact me, so considering. I, people get mad at me now. Sure, I don't want to. But I think that the court, this court is as successful as it is because of these people. So thank you for all your work.
All right, folks, thank you for that, intermission. That was great, actually, because we've been sitting here since 3:30, so, the break was much needed for all of us. We're gonna move on with the rest of our business on the agenda. And item 8 this evening, we do have Fred Clark visiting us and, going to provide an introduction. If he would please come to the microphone and push the button on the right. Thank you for coming on.
Live? All right, would you, thank you, Chairman Boyd, for the invitation and good evening to members of the council. My name is Fred Clark, and I am a candidate for the U.S. Congress here in the 7th Congressional District. And I would like to represent you and members of the Red Cliff Tribe in Washington, D.C. next year. I'm a resident of Bayfield and a 36-year resident of Wisconsin. Just to give you a little bit of background, most of my career, I worked in Sauk County, around the city of Baraboo, and worked as a forester and conservationist, all over the state of Wisconsin. One of my very first jobs, as a matter of fact, was working for your neighboring Bad River tribe on a forest consulting project to help the tribe do a better job of bringing ecological and traditional values into forest management. I also, during that time, I served for 3 terms in the Wisconsin State Assembly, where I represented Sauk and Columbia and Marquette counties. I served on the Natural Resources Committees and the Forestry Committee in the State Assembly. And during that time, worked quite a bit with the Ho-Chunk tribe and John Green Deer and other tribal leaders there. So I moved to Bayfield 4 years ago with the intention to retire and have fun. And I decided after watching the news from Washington over the course of the last year that what's going on right now in our country is too important, and that our United States Congress has not been doing its job. And I won't go through the long list of areas where I think Congress has not done its job, and most fundamentally not done its job in representing United States citizens, including tribal members, and representing their interests specifically, and not just being loyal to the current administration. So I launched this campaign in October. We have 9 months until Election Day on November 3rd. The 7th Congressional District is the 3rd largest congressional district in the eastern United States. It includes all or parts of 26 counties, all of northern Wisconsin, basically, including 7 federally recognized tribes. My hope is to go to work for you as your representative in Congress. And I would be honored to be your representative. I think the most important thing you should expect from a representative is someone who will show up, who will listen, who will seek to understand your needs and your interests, and then do to the best of their ability to represent those interests in Congress and in Washington, and with all of the federal agencies that you interact with on a daily basis through all of the different programs that you all are responsible for in federal government. The United States responsibility toward our tribes is a long, complex one, but fundamentally it needs to rest on respect and recognition of the sovereign status of tribes and a really unique relationship that's evolving all the time and needs to be understood and respected. So I would love to have the opportunity to go to work for you, and would certainly appreciate your support, but I would also be glad to answer any questions if that's appropriate.
As you may or may not know, Fred, the tribe is not prohibited, but maybe not in the act of taking action to endorse candidates. Because of course it is our obligation as an body to work with all of our elected officials, whether or not we support or it is still our obligation of working really great relationships as we can with all of our representatives. And in my experience in the last 2.5 years, anyone who is courageous enough to come sit in front of the council and express the genuine desire to work together with colleagues, posted in favor, for the tribal community, large voting body in this county, and the youngest body in this county. So while we are not in that position, of course, I just personally know that you're such a wonderful person for us here with us. And all of the various things that you're involved in.
Yeah.
So, appreciate your willingness to come here and share some of the background. I think that will help our community know. And also the tribe will be very proactive in getting out and vote, encouraging all of us, every single voter, to be participating in the April and November elections, to be a very important. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, big role. Big role. We all can't relate to anyone else. Our elected officials.
Sure.
And so we ensure that.
Sure.
What it means to represent.
Well, every one of you is still up to represent your community. This is no different, maybe just on a whole different scale. So thanks for the opportunity to be here. I hope to be able to work with you all and learn from you all as we go forward.
Thank you for being here, Fred. And something to think about is Dorn, this community, they like to meet people, they want to hear from people that want to be there for them. So I didn't see there a lot. So thank you for being here.
You bet, and I'll see some of you at your door sometime later this year. Yep, will do.
Thank you. Have a good night. Go Trollers. You know you represent Washburn too, but. Girls, boys are tomorrow. We're back to back. Washburn. Now we're going to move on the agenda this evening and to item 9, community comments. If there are any community members that would like to provide comment, please come to the table. I don't think we have any virtual attendees on the mutual side or on the interactive side, right? Come on up. community.
I'm going to try to not talk for 2 hours this. And I'm not going to introduce myself again. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to. I am doing everything I can. Here, the book, I'm so angry to be once in 1 month. That I had to calm myself down for the before I could even walk. And I looking at Satan. And looking at Satan. I already know how dismissive. I never do say you all, I don't know who that is, but I want to say you all have been about the subject, about this topic. Nicole, I told you last week I would be bringing to more to come and talk to you about this. However, I had far too many phone calls and texts and asking them to come to some of them to me. And the thing that makes me more angry than is that when people have to call to come see something, it means you already didn't listen. And I ask all to listen, to listen. Don't you dare just listen today. You do not get to be diplomatic to me. Don't you dare. I heard how you spoke to me last week. This is not okay, and you know why I'm here. You are putting our community in danger. You should be scared. You don't even know what you have signed. Do you watch Fox News? Is it MSNBC where you get the notifications for what they did to everyone in Minneapolis? Are you serious? My child is in the middle of downtown Minneapolis. I have to, they call me every night and tell me that they're still alive. You know what they're doing down there? You know what they are helping mothers and babies, their people, their friends? They're bringing beggars and tampons. And they are killing people. What in God's name did you all do? I hope to God you can rescind that signature. I hope to God you were absolutely kidding me. A clock camera? What is wrong with people? And Simon answered me email, not even reading that document. Do you understand that the United government have already begun the process of signing over and centralizing data for what you look at and Google? They can come after you without even paying attention to the Fourth Amendment. Do you know what is actually happening? I am scared. I'm scared to use my phone, I'm scared to drive on the highway. I already told Kyle when he walked out of here, I said, if you, Kyle, look at me, Kyle, and me. I don't know, no. Go talk, go listen, let's figure this out, man. We can't do this. So I need to know right now, how much do you actually know? Why was this decision made? How does public law 280 even apply? Where's the jurisdiction? Is it a criminal issue? Is this a civil issue? What is this agreement even based upon? I thought we were trying to become a sovereign nation. I thought we were trying to break away. Why did we even rescind
the authority of the United States government and the secretarial election. Why are we even trying to change our amendments? Why are we trying to run our own government if they're just gonna let them show up and do whatever they want? It is dangerous, Nicole. My child won't be able to come home. The last time I came here, my child was dead a week later, and I told you to listen. They're killing their own citizens. You think they give a shit about safety? David, I'm trying to get him out to you, and I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear your voice about it. Don't want you to make an argument about that. I want you to listen. Because what you don't understand is I came here the last time because I was trying to not be mad at you, trying to help you. And I know you're trying to be a good person. I know because you love me, and you're trying to be me. But I came here because you were so dumb, constant. You were such a government man that I had to sit there and remind myself that it is not your fault. You did everything for us to do. You did everything that they told you. You were supposed to be a good man. I had to remind myself that when Chanel was crying and I was comforting her because you were gone, it's because you were trying to help. And I remembered that when you showed up with earpiece, you were with staff. We were sitting on the funeral, Sharks adoption, did not want to be from. And we looked at her in her skirt, that staff, and told me, I'm so proud of her. So proud of her. So happy that you guys are doing this. I have to remember that that's you, Mr. Karen. That's what you actually are. Just because you spent your entire life defending what the fuck is happening out there right now. I see you not saying that anything you all have ever done is wrong. We are warriors. We are warriors. We are supposed to be on the front lines. That's what we belong. We agree with you. We agree that we did that your job. Part of the I did in the children's and that hopeless brothers. Not our fault, but that's how you get them. I understand that they can say that about it. And that they are alone. And now they're here. I know it's happening. I'm serious. And killing. So, I'm gonna have to. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. She had a done. She loves his kids. What happened next day when I came here? When I opened this up, I don't talk. I don't come here, sit on stages. I don't go on microphones. No. Fucking easy, teacher. I'm a teenager. I change diapers. I do footprint. How am I supposed to be able to cook? You're gonna make me fight? Do you know what it looks like in a real fight? That's when people die, Dave. You've never even seen a warrior. You all have been taught that when you walk out with a gun and a camera, that you stand there like a soldier, you're not a soldier, men. You're a goddamn warrior. I sat in a sauna with fucking old white man from Bayfield, just reading and simple. And he sat there and goes, how did you guys talk about that? You know, like the guys in the, because you know them squaws. He fucking sat there and called me a squaw. He said, oh, sir. You know, here. He taught me that. This is sad. I'm trying to give him social something that I had to find for 12-year-old. And he goes, oh, thank you. I never knew that. It's like, I know. I'm in school there. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. Sorry to do that to you. But thank you. Because we are the brave. We're warriors. Mike Sullivan told us the thing. He goes, you know why we're still here, guys? You know why we live on? Do you know why we are moving this location that was still football in 50 years from now? Our kids have a chance. They might still have water. I told you 3 years ago, don't you start cutting those season. Listen, you sent me a text and said, "Some I know it hasn't. Don't fucking cut trees down for it, Nicole. What the hell? What the hell? If you're gonna listen to me, you better be ready to listen. Because what happened the last time I came here? I didn't know. Me. You did something. You don't know what happened to her. Well, I was here telling you to quit firing everyone, pushing them out of this community. You know what happened to her. When I walked out of that parking lot, she stopped me from walking back in here and ripping you all a new one. She said, "Don't." The one that is so alive. I'm not sad. I can't take you. The gold boy. I told you to listen. She was listening. She was not my lesson. She was yours. Stupid. Not stupid. It's not your fault. Not your fault. Not your fault. This is what he told me. Not your fault, Dave. You have to go and leave us. There are very fucking daughter now. You know why I know? My dad's gone too. So if you're coming home, you're gonna be here. You wanna protect me? You wanna help me? I don't need your fucking help. I don't need your fucking pity. You think I need you? Cause do you know how many people have gone? Do you know how many people have please, try not to come down here. Not you guys. Not out of the city, not out of the state, that's not how you guys. I'm trying to keep us. You say you want to be in Jubilee. You remember me. This is the reason why they gave us. I'm still here. The reason why we are powerful, available, fierce people, because we are so much more even than people who They should. They talk. And we should be quiet. Still, don't scare people. Don't be a good squaw. Did you hear that? Word? Oh my God. Baby. Baby. Calling in whore. Again. To do. Very intentional. Told about how we were supposed to be. They were supposed to be good. They promised us you fucking you make competent. They said you were childlike. You were so incompetent that you allowed decisions in the community. They okay. How many people fought so that you all get to make a mistake? How many people pushed? How many people fought laws and expectations? How many people hid who they were so you could be sitting there as you actually are? If you don't know, that's fine. Again, I don't. I know. I studied it. I have it. Here. Stay here for 2 hours. Probably could have sales compensation at another time. If you dismiss someone one more time, if you push them to the side, you should be scared. Every ounce, every day, they don't even need a goddamn warrant. They're just gonna find it. Doesn't matter if you're not doing anything. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. They have the right to go in and figure out what naughty pictures and everything. What you want, you better start paying attention to what you're looking on your phone and your computers, because they already are starting to, yes, they already exist. They're centralizing an entire database for the US government. It already exists. Don't you dare tell me they're not gonna use that goddamn camera system. What is the stuff, the agreement, 287G? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, do you know what that is? 287G? No? Uh-oh. But 18 Wisconsin counties are already signed on to the agreement with ICE, that they would, the local department, sheriff's office, will cooperate with ICE in any of their initiatives and efforts in those communities. Because counties are on list, folks. So why are you cooperating? Fucking government wackies? What the hell, you guys? I know you. I know who you are. If you're gonna make decisions like this, you better know what you're doing, because I will show up here. I will have cited documentations. I've got resources. Would you look at podcasts? What is how do you process information? I'll draw you a goddamn chart. If you haven't researched the law, if you don't understand our sovereign rights, if you can't tell me how public law 280 even applies to the situation, then you better not sign anything. It better be that well researched, because I swear to everything inside of me. If I have to come down here again with this, I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to create my kid. I'm trying to fucking love you. I told you this already. I don't want to be this. I want to be mad. I don't want to be angry with you. Just built my house. My baby, please, please, please. Do something you can, watch them do something. My kid wasn't there without, because my brother went on life support the next day. I was in Madison. My brother almost died, my kid was alive. Vamos kebab yiyeyim. Korean. I do want a question. In public reaction for this, where the jurisdiction comes, you have that action. Can you? I'm okay to be wrong. You don't? You do? You know how it applies to this?
I don't even know what exactly is referencing Katie.
You know,
I-
the cameras that you signed up on Monday, you're telling me.
We did not sign.
They're not. That, I'll tell you right now, don't you dare, don't you dare,
That is
let me
the
just.
governing body and
Then go on, go ahead,
opinion and your.
I sure have, I would love to have, I'd love for this to just be an opinion, this is not my opinion. I tried to not have this stuff, I tried to not write this down, I tried to not go through this process, I tried to just for this stuff. I have been asked to come here because people are scared to tell you what they think. Don't. I'm gonna walk away.
To clarify again for everybody who has concerns about the clock camera, they are welcome to share their input and feedback with the council. We've received some community comment via email and submission, and the clock camera has not been put up yet. Well, the council is taking action and that legal agreement has not been put in place yet, but we will welcome anyone's feedback, opinion, or input in that decision. It is the governing body's decision. Is there anyone else that would like to provide community comment this evening? Max, you got any good ones? Max, how was that open faced hot roast sandwich with the elderly the other day? Okay. Taking that over, Max. Be good to everybody. It is a very serious topic and the council has lots of input to consider in that decision. And everything that is sent to us, we forward on to the vetted. Because we are not experts in everything or anything, actually. So we value everybody's opinion and input in the decision-making process. If there is no other community comment, we're going to move forward with the rest of the business on the agenda. Item 10, Joe, I assume you're stepping in? All right. Council does have a copy of the request to hold a special spring election for the Junior Tribal Council. And Joe is here for any questions council may have. If not, we are requesting council action this evening to proceed with that spring election that didn't happen. This was happened in the fall, and just because it didn't in the past, when it didn't, we did ask council for action.
So do we have to wait like the bottom or?
I think it's just permission.
Oh.
It's just a- Fall election. Date.
So I know that in the bylaw, it says that November is when the election is supposed to be held. So we were looking for approval from the council to move forward with 7 and 8.
I'll make a motion to, for, I'm trying to keep the order correctly here. I'll make a motion for the junior tribal council election timeframe to be changed from November to spring. And the Boys and Girls Club can bring forth a date for the council.
All right, we have a motion by Rick and a second by Butch. Is there any other discussion?
In discussing, the motion is just for this one time.
Yes, this is for a one-time move of the date.
Thank you.
Any other clarification or discussion? All those.
I will have Scotty check in on the bylaws as he has the physical copy of them. And then when we present the date, if there is primary in the bylaws, we'll present both dates to you guys.
All those in favor, please say aye. Abstentions, motion carries.
You wish.
Looking forward to it, and I know the kids are too, they keep asking me.
Oh, I know they've asked me. I didn't see.
Our council, we are looking for action on the minutes of January 5th and January 20th. Where is it? We have a motion by Angie to approve minutes, a second by Nikki. Any other discussion?
In discussion, is that with the corrections if needed?
Correct.
Yes. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. Item 12 on the agenda is the treasurer's balance sheet for December 2025. Treasurer Lynn?
Good evening, council. In your packet, you'll find the balance sheet for the month ending December the 31st, 2025. I did bold a few things that will be probably coming off, but there was still some activity in some of those accounts and stuff like that, so I have to wait till they clear out so we can pull them off.
I also see a drop in the fund balance, from the cash payment that was made sure. At the end.
That was pertaining to the team. I'm not sure if
Any
there's
questions for Laura?
any of what, yeah, anybody have questions? I have a lot of things to say, but they can wait for them.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's balance sheet for December 2025.
Motion by Butch and second by Rick. Any other discussion, council? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstentions, one abstention. Motion carries. Item 13, we have approval to apply for the Wildlife Management Institute White White Syndrome Small Grant Funding Opportunity. I see Genevieve. Right. Lost one. Just watch. Every council does have a copy of the material that we provided in advance. And we go through that. Are there any questions for Genevieve?
Or bats really getting the White House.
Wait, what knows?
I'm kidding.
They're in the that white noise. Yeah, so fungal infection, if you're unfamiliar, and what happens is, in case any of you want to into, that. So, yeah, so they, scratch their nose when they're in hibernation, because they're infected with this fungus. They're such little guys, their body temperatures, their metabolism is just the other of their stored calories in winter. And then they don't make it very good. So they don't die from the fungus itself, but from the itching that it causes. So, yeah, I brought the devices that we are currently using. They're monitoring, they're kind of like just a camera trap, but it's for sound. And these are deployed for birds and amphibians currently, but this funding is looking to get an ultrasonic microphone because we can't hear bats with their human ears. We're talking at a higher caliber than we can. So the white noise, right? But
That was a clerical error on mine. I just figured you don't have- I thought they made a lot of.
yeah, so we're just looking for funding to get ultrasonic microphones for these devices. Yeah, so if any of you would like to take a look at this too, I feel like fun. It's amazing. I just saw my, and I didn't get to share this publicly last year, but now that it's a whole year past, I can't go back and can't change it. But a year ago, I got to go on a bear den check with these brave souls that climb into bear dens. And so the work they're doing for wildlife research and wildlife management here is just really amazing. So these are just a small piece of that. So scared the life on me. I've never been like what I told with bear den faced birds kind of thing. Oh my God. Oh, I know, they're like, oh my God. All right, we need council action to consider them approving. We have a motion by Laura, the second by Steve. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention. Motion carried. We thank you for your patience. Amy. Next on our agenda, we have consideration of the bid for the clinic microgrid inspector. Doug is here and has provided a lot of memo and other information.
Good evening. I just wanted to say, just left and monitor the 4 different species out of the transfer station. With that
Yes.
microphone, yeah, I didn't know we had 4 different species, so. I know it's good. The second thing I want to say is we should do cake every council meeting. Just put that out there.
Save some for you for the next one. Just put some in the freezer.
The microgrid project, so we're moving forward, with the transportation microgrid. This one's for the clinic. We had 2 bids come in, drastic differences. 1,000,000 to 100 versus 841. So we did confirm with both companies, that their bids are accurate and true. And we're recommending that we select the low bid on this, which is Westcom. If the council chooses this company, we'll set up a meeting with the clinic, farm staff, and talking with Diane too about health board too. Looking at the location of this before it's set in stone. We have the opportunity, once we pick a vendor, to design it where it needs to go and draw it up and make sure everybody's comfortable with that.
This is them.
Yes. Yes, this bid is within budget.
So just a couple questions. I don't, in the documents that you provided, I didn't see looking at this memorandum to the tribal council of property improvement, CC. And it starts off with the Redwood Treaty Natural Resource Department issued a request for sealed bid. And it's stating for new parking area by the courthouse. So is this part of a project? And then another question would be the lowest bid. WECOM? It says WECOM for the amount, and then what you're requesting is to go with the group of Westcom. So I just wanted to clarify that those are the same company or two different companies.
No, this is a look of them, I'm sorry. I had my mother signature on it. The courthouse says not correct. This is for the high ground essentially. Yes,
I think it's a old.
I truly apologize for that. It is Westcom, that is a correct figure, 841,050. And it's for the clinic. I can review that and submit it to March for the record.
It's not the courthouse, but 1, 2, and 3 listed on there is part of the project.
Yes.
So
Yes. Thank you for catching it, I've been involved. I am human. Yeah, so the other memo you have in your packet, you read, we do have a project manager that's working with us and their recommendations attached also to go with Westcom. They're working on other projects in Bayfield County as part of the bigger. So they're involved in both transportation and the They only have 30 days turnaround on their bids because of the pricing that changes on electronics. Some goofy. Plus, these are BABA required, so they have to buy American, which there isn't many vendors that do manufacturing solar right now. And this is kind of driving their prices. But it is all covered in the. We have a 20% co-payment. Yes, they have, this is a 4-year schedule. And the government came and said, you have till next year to have it done. Otherwise, it won't be funded. So they said they'd have it done in December, and I said, well, the sun is out all summer, so let's get it done. So they changed the dates and gave it to us earlier. I'll take advantage of it as soon as we can.
Questions for Doug? It is the council's requirement for the finance policies to include every obligation over the law. So that's why Doug is here this evening. The recommendation is for Westcom totaling $841,050.
I make a motion for Westcom for $841,050.
There's a motion by David and a second by Rick. Is there any other discussion or questions? No, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstentions, motion carried. Take a piece of cake home. Okay, our next item is number 14, approval to submit for Indian Health Service funding for wellness center equipment. Okay.
Good afternoon, council. So I received an email where Indian Health Service opened up a funding opportunity related to medical equipment. And you don't apply for a certain amount. You first have to have a design contract, which we do with CMS Design. And you place the application with Indian Health Service. And then it can be, I think our campus may be 300,000 for this, but it's a certain percentage of the overall construction contract. So you
become approved, but then they actually hold the contract in the funds until you have a signed construction of the contract. Where I see this, be able to fit is with the wellness center, particularly the clinical equipment, with the therapy areas.
Any questions for Dan? We do have a contractor, or a team member, I guess, they're the technical assistance team member on our wellness center planning group that is helping with all the equipment selection.
I'll make a motion, to submit for the IHS equipment.
We have a motion by Laura, second by Nancy. Any other discussion or questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, extensions, motion carries. Next, we have an application for a Good Seed Indigenous Care Management Model Project. In your packet.
3 months ago, in the council, we became aware that, our great aging program had done this SWOT analysis, so we will be on the, aging care system. And so I reached out to them, asking if they could do the same thing for Westbrook. And as we were progressing, setting up the timeline, with a collaboration with our other department, Pat said, oh, by the way, we have $50,000 that can support the project. So, I put together the proposal based on the allowable, expenses, mainly supporting the efforts over the first year on bringing our elders together. They first and foremost, their feedback will drive, this project. And, so I wrote in monthly stipends, and needing support over the next year. So should, the council, consider and approve this, we will kick off this project, on the 1st of March.
Great.
I'm gonna make a motion to apply for the Dixie Indigenous Care Management Model Project in the amount of $50,000.
Second.
Should I watch second by Angie? Hi, can you speak, let Russell over there for the second if you really want. Are there any other questions for Diane? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, extension?
Which,
Next on our agenda and consideration are the 13 eligible tribal member descendants for consideration of what we call automatic enrollment before the age of 1. And we have 13 tribal infants on our list.
Make a motion to, approve all 13 members on the list.
We have a motion by David, second by. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, extensions, motion carried. Welcome to our 13 newest tribal members on the rolls. Under other, I just want to acknowledge some of the losses in the circle. While some are not tribal members, they are very members. We have the passing of Kathleen Butler. Recently, great listening. With Kathleen Butler.
all that talk. We're getting.
Yeah, 7 minutes. Great. Humanity. That's cute. Linda Lamori, elder in our community, long time elder, and Lewis Lee Thompson as well. young baby elder. And in the last few days, and so I acknowledge their lives and that they are now moving on to be with the ancestors and the 13 babies that are coming out. Signify a lot as we are facing the loss and Lily as well. Voting motion to adjourn. Does anybody have any other before we?
Yeah, I would like to make a motion that we, bring the Black Panther project back to the table for reconsideration. I think we've heard enough from our community, that warrants maybe rediscussion on that.
We have a motion on the floor. I'm putting it under item 18. For consideration, we have an agenda item of this evening, but it is not required for our standard practice. And if we don't have a second, the motion will die. It does not mean that we cannot put it as an agenda item. So if you would like to just make that request, then we'll a motion dying. You're not here second, and so I will just, at this point, have it be an agenda item. If they're ready to put their time, or we will.
I'm open to discussion. I don't know that.
Yes, we'll put it as an agenda item. I don't know which people want to make the motion. All right. Is there any other business? We have a full agenda on Thursday and Friday for the retreat. We have uploaded captions to packets. If not, we need a motion to adjourn. Butch, Angie, all those in favor, please say aye. Extension motion carried, meeting adjourned 6:17 p.m. Thanks and Kate.